We're here in Spokane, Washington, as we get set for day number 5 of the 13th CISM Women's Football Military Championship. The first match features Ireland, playing in just their second match of the nation's history. They take on a quick and powerful Cameroon team trying to build off their stunning victory over the United States. We say hi to those of you in Ireland and bonjour to those of you in Cameroon. I'm Alex Gould. Alongside me is U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Shelby Pruitt-Johnson. So delighted to have you along with us today. Shelby, looking at this matchup in front of us, Ireland coming off their 3-0 defeat against Germany, look to build off their first ever women's military match. As for Cameroon, well, they stunned the U.S. in the 79th minute to win their first match of the tournament 2-1. It seems like a battle of a backline of Ireland and the speed and quickness of Cameroon.
You know, we talk a lot about the stats and the last games, but I think both these teams should come out here with a blank slate. Cameroon, I'm sure, is coming out here with the head high over that win with the U.S. And then Ireland, too, might be coming up with some strategy to come out hard for this next game. So it'll be interesting to see how they both play together here today.
Taking a look here at some highlights that our crew, our terrific crew, has put together. You take a look. This was yesterday. In Group A action, this was the Netherlands and Canada. It played to a 0-0 draw. They tied 0-0. And then in the nightcap, Mali playing in their first ever CISM Women's Military Football Championship got a goal right out of the gates, but wound up losing to South Korea 4-1. This South Korea team is dangerous, Shelby.
I think they are really a great contender here for the championship match, but you know what? A lot of these teams are bringing a lot of different skill levels and different strengths, and it's really great to see them match up against each other and see how they play against one another.
Take a look. They're marching in. Let's take a look at a standings update if we can here, a rankings update to look at. So you see in Group A gets a breather today, not playing, or excuse me, this is Group A. Group B gets the breather, not playing today in Group A. Our nightcap features Germany and the United States. That is a big matchup, Shelby. Germany defeated the U.S. in 2019 1-0 on an 89th minute goal. So the U.S. trying to get revenge tonight. I know there's going to be a lot of people here at Union Stadium checking on that matchup. But Cameroon has the chance to be tied with Germany, at least going into the nightcap, if they can beat Ireland here today. Belgium yet to receive a point. And then you see Group B, South Korea leads. They are 2-0, 6 points. They have dominated the field. Their goal differential at 9. But France, we did not see them yesterday. We will see them again tomorrow. They have 3 points as well. All right, take a look. That's just one of our many shots there of the goal, but the nations are getting ready to march out onto the field. We can take a look at the referees for today's match. You can see them there in the orange. The head referee is Mariska Overtoom from the Netherlands. Then the AR run is Don Frein from the Netherlands as well. The AR2 is George Briones from Canada, and the fourth official is Giancarlo Pavone, also from Canada. So this is a march, and then the two national anthems. I'll let you take a listen.
And now the national anthem of Cameroon. And now the national anthem of Ireland. Thank you.
Two great national anthems there as we take a look at the tail of the tape. You see right here, Ireland losing 3-0 to Germany, allowed a goal in the first half, then 2 in the second, looking for their first tally of the tournament. Cameroon got a goal early on in that match against the United States, 9th minute in, and then allowed one just before halftime, before Tabe, their center forward, struck in the 79th minute to upset and stun the United States. All right, let's take a look as they flip the coin there. Let's take a look at the lineups, starting 11 first for Ireland. You see it there, Lauren Dunn is the keeper. The backs are Kim Turner, Shannon Thomas, Siobhan O'Sullivan, and Leo Walsh. In the midfield, you have Chloe Farrell, Shelley Kehoe, Catherine Meany, and Sophie Donnelly. And then the forwards are Leah McAvoy and Saoirse O'Reilly. Apologize to Saoirse and the O'Reilly family for getting her name incorrect the other day. And now we'll take a look at the starting lineups for Cameroon. You see right there in goal you have Ungodam. The left back is Linda. Left center back is Sandrine. Right center back is Bakench. Right back is Rita. And then in the midfield, left mid is Mbo Mozamo, who scored the first one against the United States. The attacking midfielder is Eto. The right mid is Chanko. And then up front for the Cameroon military team, the left wing is Unko Modimo. And the center forward is Tabe. The right wing is Confidence. Confidence plays with a lot of confidence, Shelby. She is really tough to stop. One of the best players we've seen in this tournament.
I was just thinking the same thing. I've been telling everybody all morning. I'm so excited to see how Confidence plays and see if she can really get it in the back of the net against this Ireland team.
So we're here at Union Stadium. Is everyone getting ready? Cameroon's huddled up. The Irish just finished their huddle. This is an American football field. I know a lot of people have been commenting on it at times online, on social media. Yeah, definitely different to see a lot of the markings on the pitch. But this is the setting we got here. The Meade Panthers High School as well as Mount Spokane Wildcats. It's a joint high school American football field, American football pitch. But these two nations trying to prove something here today. Cameroon trying to put pressure on Germany as well as the United States. Of course, Cameroon owns that tiebreaker over the United States with their win in that head-to-head matchup. Ireland, just their second match ever, Shelby. Maybe some nerves against Germany, but their back line, we talked about this, especially in the first half, did pretty well against Germany.
They really did. They really stifled a lot of the German shots, right? And they only got a few off on there to get the win. But I don't know. Cameroon might be too fast for this defensive line, but we'll see here today.
We are underway here. That was off the head of Sophie Donnelly. And now it's Cameroon's ball. This is Chunko. Chunko tried to find confidence over there on the far flank.
You've talked a little bit about us kind of searching the web and looking at everybody who's checking in. There are a lot of people watching, and I'm so happy to see that the support that these nations and these women are getting here in this tournament is phenomenal, and I'm so glad that you guys are able to watch it here today live with us here in Spokane.
Taking a look at the weather, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, much different than the weather in Ireland. I know, of course, right now in Ireland and Cameroon, 8-hour time difference, so we hope you're staying up, maybe get some caffeine in your system. These women deserve it, everything they've done to protect their nations, but also protect the pitch and protect the ball. Trying to play some good football here for you guys in Ireland and Cameroon. Cameroon a 4-3-3 formation, Ireland a 4-4-2. Out wide, is it enough? It is to get through. That's Rita. But it was dispossessed perfectly by Leah Walsh, the left back. I don't know, by the way, on the graphic, too, and I said this, and Richard Crow, the head coach, but assistant coach. So in America, we say it differently. I know in Ireland, call it the manager, but they also had it down as the team captain, as this is crossed inside the 18. Ireland trying to clear. Good back heel. Could be a chance for Cameroon. And finally, Ireland gets the stop. This is Shelley Kehoe. But I know the other day I was calling Richard Crow the captain of the ship for Ireland. And really, it's Darren Cody. Richard Crow does a lot. He's a funny guy. I got the chance to talk to him. But Darren Cody, he is the manager of this Irish military football team. I want to make sure to shout him out. He's done a great job, Shelby, getting us a lot of key information about these Irish players. Cameroon, the aggressor so far. So lethal and quick with the ball, whether it's at their feet or they're trying to pass and go. They are tough to stop, and we saw the U.S. struggle with them a couple of days ago.
It definitely looks like they came out strong, and they've really kept it here in their attacking half.
Mbo Mozamo put one up into the sun. Kelly Fitzgerald, the keeper for the United States, couldn't find it. And in the nightcap, it's not bad right now, but if you've seen any of these matches at night here, the sun is right in the eye of the keeper. So it would be the Irish keeper here and Lauren Dunn. It feels like, even though it's hotter at 3:30, almost feels like you'd rather play this match. I know that's tough to say because it's still hot at 7 o'clock at night. Maybe it trickles down 2 to 3 degrees. Still hot out there on the pitch, especially out on the turf. This ball is played through beautifully. Confidence from Eto. Confidence. Here's the goal scorer in Tabe. Chance, but well wide the mark. It will be a goal kick for Lauren Dunn. But in those night matches, we've now seen two keepers, one for the United States and one for South Korea, have a problem with the ball up in the sun. It led to a goal for Cameroon as well as a goal for Mali. So both African nations have benefited from that.
You know, it's not something you can really train against, right? Having the sun in your face like that. So I'm not sure how these teams are really going to prepare themselves for that. But just being aware and making sure that the ball doesn't even get near the goal enough for it to happen and for a mistake to be made like it has been done twice now.
Be a throw in here on the far side for Ireland. Darren Cody, the manager, wanted me to thank a couple of different people. Wanted me to thank Erica Northam. She's done a really great job. She was up in the booth earlier helping us out with some things, as well as John Taishu, Lilia Oliver, and Madison Browser. But also, too, he wanted to thank a really special someone, Margaret Hogan. She's one of the driving forces to get this tournament happening for Ireland. Again, they've never competed in the CISM Women's World Football Championship. Good ball, blazing speed. Akamodio tries to make a move. Collision with Dunn. It is booted away for now. It will be a throw-in. How about that decisiveness by Lauren Dunn to make sure Akamodio couldn't strike first.
Absolutely. I think she was taking advantage of the hesitation there with the ball. It was almost like she was just waiting for that perfect moment, and there she did. She ended it real quick.
Also looked like, too, Akamodio couldn't control it, couldn't dribble it well enough to where she could stop inside the 18 and maybe dribble past Lauren Dunn. But give Lauren Dunn a lot of credit, like you said, for being the aggressor and making sure that Akamodio and Cameroon didn't get their first goal in the 7th minute.
And we saw that a lot with South Korea and a few of the other teams too, is that dribbling around, one or two players dribbling around that 1v1 with the goalkeeper to get it in the back of the net, and that's skill. It really does take a lot of skill, and for Lauren Dunn to shut that down before she even had the chance to really dribble around her was a great choice.
So I was talking about Margaret Hogan, who was the driving force to help get this tournament happening and started for Ireland. Right foot try and a save for Dunn. Good look there for Cameroon again. That was well outside the 18. That was Eto, who took a try at Dunn, but she was able to catch it on the fly. But Hogan, backbone of this mission, and so I know a lot of the players thank her for everything she's done. They know that she's watching in Ireland despite it being late. There's a lot of people watching over in Europe. But also, too, Darren Cody wanted us to shout out Alan Corboy. He's an ex-coach. He retired, but another man, another human being, big footprint in helping all of this happen. And Darren also wanted to shout out his wife, Teresa, as well as his daughter, Zoe, and his daughter, Cloda. Chance here. Left foot try. Left foot save for Dunn. It's still inside the 18, just outside the 6. That is the second time that Akamodio has not been able to score on Dunn. What a save yet again from the Irish keeper. We talked about this Irish defense, their back line. Right now it's been the keeper. Another try, can't stop that one. And Cameroon strikes in the 9th minute. Dunn did everything she could, but was not helped out by her back line. And there is the first goal for Cameroon, their 3rd of the tournament. And that goal is by Eto. You see this cross into the box. Eto with the right foot, Shelby, finishing beautifully.
I really think that's a product of not giving up. There was a lot of deflection, a lot of commotion there in the goal box right before that pass, but this team did not give up. They settled down, they brought it back outside, and then they brought it right back inside for that goal.
Give a lot of credit, too, to Umbo Mozamo, who was able to get that ball to the perfect side of Eto. Eto kind of cleared out her defender. struck it beautifully with the right foot. Now Confidence trying to answer about 20 seconds later, but the flag goes up. Confidence was offside. That was George Prionis from Canada, the AR2, who was all over that run by Confidence. Just a step too quick. This Cameroon team is dangerous. I think the United States, who definitely one of the best teams in this tournament. Cameroon was just a little bit too quick for the United States backs. Played into the box. Could it be number 2? It is again. And who else but Uncomodio? Uncomodio, who tested Dunn twice a couple of minutes prior, is able to put one into the back of the net. What a start for Cameroon. Not even 11 minutes into the match, they lead 2-0.
They came out strong, and that's really just a product of that practice, right? Not even a minute away from each other. The 2 goals back-to-back. It's got to take a toll on the Ireland team right here, and hopefully they can come back and bring something, mix something up to make it into their offensive half.
Solomon Sadeko, the head coach and the manager, team captain for Cameroon, has to be enjoying this start. They scored 9 minutes in to the match against the United States, and now they get 2 goals just past the 9-minute mark. We're now in the 12th minute. We talked about their speed, their quickness, but also their crosses have been beautiful. This could be number 3. Dunn got a right hand on it to deflect it, and it was cleared away by the Irish. This is what's happened a lot in this tournament. As we take a look at this replay, we've seen a lot of lopsided matches. That's going to be a goal kick. Take a look here, Shelby.
You know, obviously we can see the skill out here, but so does the Cameroon nation. A lot of these players have played in FIFA U17 and U20 World Cups. And there's about 8 and 4. They've played both, and they've played one another, and they're all on this team here working together to get these wins. And you can see it. The skill shows.
And you were talking about a couple of these Cameroon players. You had a couple of good nuggets on them. I think you wanted to share with a lot of the people, back in Cameroon, but anybody watching on the feed today.
Absolutely. So, Mbozomozo, she, 2018 Youth Summer Football Olympics, she played in that. And that, once again, the skill. Eto got the Guinness Super League Revealer of the Season, another award, and the team is just covered with all of these beautiful attributions for their skill.
They're looking for a beautiful 3rd goal. This could be it. It's into the back of the net. It got a piece of Eto. You were just talking about her, and she has her 2nd goal of the match. Cameroon, too much right now for Ireland. They lead it 3-0.
We were just talking about it. These ladies play all year round. They play with different teams. They've been playing together, and they are just decorated as a team and as each player for their skill that they're just showing here on the field today. Very quickly into the first half.
What is it you were just saying about Eto?
She's the Revealer of the Season, the Guinness Super League Revealer of the Season. And it shows, right? She makes things happen.
Also a great ball in to the box. Give a lot of credit to Chonko for the assist. Just a pretty ball inside the 18s, right inside the 6. And now Eto has 2 tallies. Here's Uncomodio. Cleared away for now. It's got to be tough if you're Ireland here, Shelly. I mean, you come out of the gates, nerves maybe not quite there as much anymore as they were against Germany. Then you face a tough Cameroon team, and they've put 3 into the back of the net before we reach 15 minutes into this match.
Well, you know what, too? The Ireland team is also facing a loss of one of their best players. Jessica Moorhead, she tore her ACL right before, actually, she was here on Monday, found out that her ACL was torn and had to be taken off the roster. And she was so bummed. I read her little Instagram post when she found out, and man, she bummed not to be on the field here today helping out her Irish team.
Also, too, I think you got to give Ireland a lot of credit here. I know we were talking to Darren Cody as well as a lot of the people that are here from Ireland. A lot of these women don't play soccer professionally, don't play football professionally. They're athletes, mind you, and you can see that. We've seen that in the first 2 matches. But a lot of them play other sports and said, hey, I want to go play. I want to go play in Spokane. I want to represent our country and serve it proudly out on the pitch. So a lot of these players are really also still learning this game.
Absolutely. And you know what? A lot of them play the Gaelic Athlete Association version of football. It's for the Ireland nation, and they play this, and it actually uses your hands. So they're playing this game more often than they're playing this football. So they're kind of going in that switch between 2 different sports, and wow, what a switch to be playing, and playing this field without having to touch your hands. That's a skill that I would have a hard time switching between.
Cameroon switching sides of the pitch. Sandrine and Linda over there, left center back and the left back. Here is Chonko, who set up the last goal. A lot of space in the middle, trying to set up confidence potentially. It was off the head of Shelley Kehoe. Confidence, right foot cross.
You know, I actually got to see one of Confidence's posts as well, and she was telling Cameroon, hey, come in numbers, come watch us play, we're here playing for you, log in, tune in to us playing, and I think that they probably have a very few people tuning in today to watch this show.
Could be a chance here. Deflected, left foot try, and it is wide of the mark by Uncomodio. A couple more shout outs here from the Irish staff. Richard Crow, who I said was the manager last match. We had a good laugh about that. He's a great man and a really funny guy. But he wants to say hi to his wife Linda, as well as his kids Isabel, Colin, and Cody. And also, too, he wanted to apologize to the St. Mary's hurling team that he couldn't be on the line today. But he wanted to say congrats on the great win, on the great victory.
So we talk a lot about the preparation for this championship, and the U.S., they had a camp and some tryouts for the team, and I know a lot of other nations have also had some tryouts and kind of pick and choose who they think and who is the best to come represent their nation here at the field. The Irish team also had a preparation course. They had like a little camp, 6 weeks of just preparation, playing, scrimmaging with a lot of local teams to get ready for this competition.
Here is Rita. Cross into the box. Cameroon looking for their fourth, and they have it. What a stellar cross by Rita. And who else but Confidence, sky and high, looking up. Confidence has her first of the tournament. We talked about how dangerous she is, but what an amazing ball there by Rita. Let's take a look at this replay coming up.
It's that fearless crash in the goal. Look at the speed. You're not scared who you're going to hit. You're not scared about the goalie. You're not scared about missing the goal, but you're just crashing, hoping to get a touch on the ball. And that's what they keep doing over and over, sending people in that middle just so they can cross it and get a touch on it to get these goals.
Cameroon too much for Ireland here. Showcasing that quickness, the poise, the pace. Also, too, how about Confidence going over to the camera, recognizing, saying hi to everyone in Cameroon. She went over to Mike Jones' camera over there. That was a really good shot by Mike, getting Confidence after that goal. And now Rita, can she set up Tabe or Confidence again? Cameroon strike for 5 in 21 minutes. Not right there. Rita, a little bit frustrated with herself on that cross. But you could just see that emotion from Confidence, how much this means to these strong women on the pitch.
Well, if you think about it too, you know, not only are they winning and might be scoring here.
Confidence thinking about another goal. And the flag went up offside.
Well, like I was saying, like they're not, it's not always about winning, right? It's this ambassador, it's this friendship between these nations. They're here out of excitement. They want to win. They want to be great ambassadors for their nation. And you know what? They're doing just amazing. These teams are making so many friends, talking to everybody, so friendly, walking around Fairchild Air Force Base.
Hydration break here as we welcome you inside the booth. Alex Gould alongside me, U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Shelby Pruitt-Johnson. This is the booth. Got John Anderson over here to my right. He is the stats guy. He's doing a great job. But our squadrons have put on an amazing few shows so far. We're now in day number 5. Everything has flown by, Shelby, because we're having a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I don't think we leave this field without big smiles on our faces, right? Good day for us, but also a great day for these ladies out here putting it all on the field.
Right now, I mean, it's all Cameroon. You can see how tough they are. They are so quick. They're poised. They switch sides of the pitch, and they're so tactical. They got a chance to scout and be able to see a lot of the teams that they were going to play. They didn't play, Shelby, until day 3 against the United States. And it seems like it's done them a lot of good.
I mean, just having the opportunity to scout, right? They're coming from other nations, like we've been saying over and over again. But they don't really have anything but movies, films, TV shows to kind of watch the team play. But they haven't really even seen them play together either. A lot of these teams, this is the first time they played together. So you can scout a player or two separately, but you can't scout an entire team that hasn't been playing in a few weeks, right? So this is the first time having the opportunity, having the LRS be able to bring the teams up here on their non-playing days to watch and scout the team and strategize is really a treat for these players.
I think we're waiting on a keeper here for Ireland. Everyone is out on the pitch except for Lauren Dunn. She's getting something looked at over there on the right leg. So you can see it there on your screen, maybe fixing the shin guard a little bit. Dunn did have a collision earlier on with Uncomodio. And Dunn was able to come away with a big save at the time. That could be what happened, and she tells the training staff that she's good to go. But last couple of shout-outs that the Irish team wanted to get in. Shane Desmond, one of the assistant coaches, I know his wife Chrissy, is watching kids Sophie and Ethan. I know it's close to their bedtime. He was hoping that maybe they'd stay up just a little bit later to watch this Irish team play before they head to bed. But it's the weekend, right, coming up, so maybe they get a little extra time to stay up. But I know he wanted to say hi to Chrissy, Sophie, and Ethan. And last but not least, Devin Roach wanted to say hi to his wife Sarah, sons Jack and Ben, and he wanted to wish Grange good luck in the football championship. So some good Irish shout-outs there. We appreciate you guys watching. I know it's tough not being with family for a couple of weeks, few weeks, and I know you know all about that, Shelby, being in the military. It can be stressful at times, but everyone cheering these Irish ladies on as well as the people from Cameroon. I know a lot of the players from Cameroon just said, we want to thank everyone in Cameroon who stays up late to watch us. It means a lot to them as the flag goes up. Uncle Modio is offside.
Well, you know, you mentioned it. Being away for a couple weeks at a time, it is stressful, and I know it's hard on these ladies, but I know that it's fun, right? We get to meet all these new people. I mean, this is one of the best TDYs I've ever been in since I've been in the Air Force, right? I love soccer. I love watching these ladies play. I love meeting them and learning about these different nations and how they play the game of soccer.
So I was talking about the crew earlier. Got to shout them out every match for how hard they work to make sure that not just people in the United States, from all over the world can watch on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, of course. Hill Air Force Base in Salt Lake City, Utah from the 2nd Audio-Visual Squadron, as well as Joint Base San Antonio Lackland in San Antonio, Texas from the 3rd Audio-Visual Squadron. These two audio-visual squadrons are a big deal. There's a lot of really, really hard-working people who not only defend their country, but make sure that everyone can see this event and these events play out live. They do a lot of air shows as well as sports, traveling all over the country. I'll tell you what, celebrated a birthday yesterday. You gave me a great shout-out. Steve Deneau got the cake, but you know, it felt like a family, and that's what the people here do. They make sure that you are accounted for, and I think that's taught in every military and every branch, and so it's been a really cool experience for me to be a part of the team.
Well, I mean, we thank you for joining us. Obviously, you're really taking this production up to a higher level, right? You're the pro here, so having you here has been helpful for all of us, and I know we've enjoyed your company as well.
Thanks, Shelby. I appreciate that. And also, I don't know about pro. I think these women are pros. What they do, defending their countries, but also trying to defend crosses like this and put the ball into the back of the net. But that's what is so unique about this tournament. And of course, I know the CISM Council is just hoping that it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. We talk about 140 nations have at least one CISM team. And what that means is there's 30 different sports. So it could be a volleyball team or a rifling team. It doesn't have to be women's football. It could be a men's football team, not women's football, and vice versa. This is crossed in, stopped by the Irish for now. But this is tied with El Paso in 2018 for the largest women's football championship that they've ever had. So they're hoping that in the Netherlands next year, maybe it gets up to 11, and they add one more. And of course, too, this was what Steve Deneau and the United States wanted to do, was put on a big stream so that people could understand, A, how talented these women are, but B, what's possible with CISM women's football.
You know, and I wish we could live stream the entire thing. I think a lot of people are missing the behind the scenes of how much these women get to meet each other, learn about each other, hang out, visit the area. I know that the Ireland team got to go downtown a little bit here in the last couple days, and that's exciting.
And if you like coffee, there's a lot of coffee in the state of Washington, especially in Spokane.
And speaking of behind the scenes, you know, we've been talking about him this entire time. Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman has been a huge help and really the man behind everything here in Spokane, Washington, putting on this CISM tournament. And he wanted to shout out Captain Baum. He said she's been the assistant through the entire event and does it all. And she just got promoted to captain this month. So congratulations, Captain Pham. Thank you for being such a helping hand here for Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman and the CISM team.
So a corner kick here for Cameroon. So Chanko to take the corner. Cameroon looking for number 5. That hits the side of the net, and that was stopped pretty quickly. So Lauren Dunn, who's had a battle here in the first half. Ireland doing a better job the last 10 minutes or so of working on some things defensively. But as I say that, Tabe, who scored the game winner against the United States, gets her second goal of the tournament, her first of the match. And a couple of Irish players are down as Cameroon goes up 5-0. And we were just talking about Dunn, how hard she's had to work. She collided with the right center back in Shannon Thomas. And Dunn is in some serious pain on the ground.
We definitely don't like to see that here. Having her on the ground, holding her head. We're really holding our breath here to hope that she's okay and she's able to continue. And I know the Irish team is doing the same. And really, bottom line, we just want to make sure everyone's staying safe, healthy, and able to make it through the championship. And I know that they are too.
Well, Dunn's a warrior. And she's down over there inside the 18. Training staff looking at her, and I think Shannon Thomas feeling bad because they collided. Of course, not Shannon's fault. They were going for the ball and trying to make a play. And Lauren Dunn, who's in the Army, she's an infantry soldier, member of the Defense Forces football team the past 3 years. Just hoping that she's okay inside the box.
And that was in the 32nd minute. Goal by number 17, Tabe.
So Cameroon gets that goal. They lead Ireland 5-0. Done a nice job of moving the ball around. Tabe now has her second goal of the tournament, her first since the game winner against the United States in the 79th minute. Also has an assist in this match. Saw the goal there. Tabe just using that speed, still able to dribble, and Thomas and Dunn collided.
And being a goalkeeper is hard all around, but having that tenacity and that courage to do those dives, to do the rolls, and to really dive into traffic like that and risk an injury like this right now is just above and beyond, right? You can't be afraid of the ball, and you really want to keep the other team from scoring no matter what you do. So diving there is really the best thing that she could have done. It just has to be an unfortunate that she had a collision, in which we hope that never really happens.
So Dunn still down, still getting tended to. Head referee is over there as well, checking in on Dunn. That is Mariska Overtoon, head ref from the Netherlands. That's what we were talking about. It's tough for Shannon Thomas, too, because it's so inadvertent. She's trying to make a play on the ball from Tabe and prevent the goal, and there's just nothing you can do about that situation. When Dunn is coming in, Shannon Thomas is trying to make a play as well. And now Darren Cody, the head coach, the manager, I should say, is going out to check on his star keeper.
Well, you absolutely bring up a good point. Shannon Thomas, I know she is feeling down on herself for making that collision, but she's doing her job, and so is Dunn. And I think they both know that, so I couldn't see any type of animosity between the players, you know what I mean? This stuff kind of happens, and I feel kind of bad for her sitting there, and I know she feels bad, but we definitely know that she did the right thing. Both of them did the right thing. It just happens to be unfortunate circumstances that she is hurt down there in the goal box.
So we can take a look at some highlights from this match. See how Cameroon got to 5-0. You can see there, that was a goal. The first goal was by Eto, and then the second one by Uncomodio. The third also by Eto, so she's one away from a hat trick. And then that fourth goal was by Confidence, her first goal of the tournament, how well she has played. And finally that fifth goal that just happened that led to the collision by Tabe.
Big thanks to our medical team that is here. We have EMS over here on the far side by the locker rooms. Then we also have 2 medical trainers from each nation coming here to CISM to make sure that these players are at their tip-top shape to play. And you can see both of them out there on the field. And it looks like she got up. She is a tough one there, Lauren Dunn.
So good to see that Dunn is okay. Again, scary collision, you never know. It's a nice job, like you said, by the training staff. It's nice to see Darren Cody go out there and check on his star keeper. But we're resuming some football here. 5-0 in favor of Cameroon. Cameroon could be the most dangerous team in this tournament. Again, I think a lot of people could say Germany, a lot of people South Korea. I know France has only played 1 match, but they won in convincing style, 8-0 over the Netherlands. So
it's definitely a good matchup. There are some great teams here, and it's going to be interesting to see who makes it to the last few games here at the 13th World Military Women's Football Championship.
Left foot trying a deflection that time by Chloe Farrell. Now a right foot try from well out, testing Dunn.
Just getting her back in the game, right? An easy one for the first save since she has gotten back up, really. Also, the coaches were talking too about the Irish got to go kayaking with the Defence Forces kayaking team in Ireland a week before they came here. Got some time off, got some fun to do a little bit more activities and mesh together as a team. And I think that's exciting. That's, really what CISM's all about, is getting together and being a team, whether you know each other or you don't, or you're in different nations or you don't. And I think that's exciting. And I know the U.S. team got to have some, they got to go up in a helicopter here in Fairchild Air Force Base. So there's a lot going on here of morale boosting and making sure that they get the breaks that they need.
Confidence now on the other side of the pitch, so they've moved her here as a right wing. This is a match too, Shelby, where in the second half I think you're going to see a slew of subs, if I could say that. That was tough. That was like a tongue twister. Subs, yeah. that was an interesting choice of back-to-back words there. I think you're going to see a lot of subs in the second half for Ireland and Cameroon. A, to get experience, but B, to save the legs a little bit. Rita.
I am absolutely always in favor of bringing subs in to do that, just what you said. Give them a break, give the starters a break, but also get them experience. A lot of these players may not have been here on this field, and getting them some time on the turf and to play with the team is vital.
Here's Rita. Good move. Great deke. Inside the 18, right foot cross. That was off the head. It looked like Thomas. But Germany versus the United States. It's Friday night. Should have a pretty decent crowd to watch that one. Tabe looking for number 2. Right foot try, and that trickles past the touchline. It'll be a goal kick for Dunn. But Germany versus the U.S. 2019 in Wuhan, China. Germany scored in the 89th minute to beat the United States. And the United States were asked at the pep rally, I'll tell more of this story in that nightcap, but who they were most looking forward to facing. And they said, we want revenge on Germany. So that'll be at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Left foot cross by Tabe, was looking for Eto. Eto was looking for a hat trick. We have seen one hat trick. Speaking of the United States, it was by Haley Robertson in the first match of the tournament, in the first half of the first match against Belgium.
Well, looking at the scoreboard and really just watching the game, you can see 9 shots on goal by Cameroon and 0 for the Irish team. Really think that coming in here close to the second half, they're going to have to make some adjustments to make sure that they can get it in the attacking third of this field and score some goals.
Tabe using her speed against Thomas, but couldn't control it with the left foot. Good ball. To Confidence. Great pass by Chanko. Confidence. Trying to find Eto. It's going to be a corner for Cameroon.
Corner kick, Cameroon.
So in the closing stages here of the first half, Cameroon on pace for double digits in goals. Doesn't mean they're going to get there, but boy, have they flashed what they can do. Playing it short here to Mbomozamo. Mbomozamo might try one. Left foot, not enough, and maybe it was enough. It goes underneath the keeper and done. Mbomozamo sort of mishit it, just stayed on the ground, but Dunn stayed too far up. And Mbomozamo, who already had an assist in this match, adds a tally after scoring against the United States. So that's Mbomozomo's second goal of the tournament.
What an unlucky dive there for Dunn. It was super close, and you know what? She took that shot even though she might not have had it, and look at what happened. It is that product of that shot.
We always talk about just put the ball on frame. Put it on target. You never know what can happen. That's the perfect example. Ireland looking for their first goal of the match and their first goal of the tournament. That's Saoirse O'Reilly. But she was dispossessed. So 4 minutes. 4 minutes are going to be added once the clock hits 45. So 4 minutes of stoppage.
And so we talked about it a little bit. Cameroon didn't play for the first couple days of this tournament, and they got a chance to practice. And as each team has their days off, they do have some times to practice and some time on the practice fields here at Fairchild Air Force Base. And I think that really helps the team mesh a little bit, get used to the weather, take some time to be off the little bit of pressure, but still train hard for things just like this.
Tabe plays it back to Mbomozomo. Mbomozomo misses wide.
And so those practice fields, they took a lot to get ready, right? They had all these teams, 10 nations, and they needed to get all the fields in tip-top shape. And Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman wanted to shout out a few people for how awesome of a job they did getting the practice fields ready. Mr. G, Senior Airman Contreras, Master Sergeant Drown, which took 5 hours to mow the lawn for the USA practice team, and Mr. Fun, Bill Neff, helping out mow the lawns, bring push mowers, and getting together to make sure that each practice field was in tip-top shape for these players.
Good move by O'Reilly here. She's got some wheels. Working on Sandrine. And Sandrine takes down O'Reilly. Saoirse O'Reilly down on the pitch. Sandrine going to get talked to here by Risco Overtoom, the head referee from the Netherlands. We'll see if this warrants a card. Tell you what, I know it hasn't been a great first half for Ireland. No way around that, but you can see O'Reilly's not giving up. And you can also see she's got some speed. Some really good speed there from O'Reilly. So look at the foul again. I'm actually surprised, Shelby, I think you are too, that Sandrine didn't get a yellow card there.
Absolutely. Right there, almost in front of the goal box, and here they're going to have a 2-man wall blocking their goal.
This is going to be Catherine Meany to take it with the left foot for Ireland. Like you said, that 2-woman wall inside the 18, just outside the 6. See what Meany can do. Ireland looking for their first goal, and she took a stab at the keeper in Ungodam. And Ungodam has to make her first save of the match.
Little interesting tidbit about Catherine Meany. She moved to Texas in 2001 on a soccer scholarship, and so she had some training there from Texas here in the U.S. and then went back to Ireland to play here for the Ireland team.
So 2 players down here for Ireland. That's Leah McAvoy, as well as Confidence was down for Cameroon. Eto. Right foot rocket, and Dunn makes the save. It almost went underneath Dunn again, but she was able to get enough of that ball and keep it from going into the back of the net. And that prevented Eto from getting a hat trick in the first half.
She absolutely learned her lesson there, Dunn. She corralled it very quickly.
That was actually a nice defensive play there by Bukench, because if that ball got past Bukench, O'Reilly would have had a one-on-one with the keeper and Ungodam. Take a look at this save again. Chance here for Cameroon, looking for number 7, and there is number 7. A blistering ball into the back of the net. That's the left back who scores there, and Linda, and gets picked up by her teammate. So Linda, a defender, scores here for Cameroon. Just took it on that left side, that far side of the pitch, and did it herself.
What a celebration there. You can tell every little play, every goal means so much to these girls out here. And really, we're going into the last few seconds of the game, and they didn't give up here in the first half.
So that is the whistle, and we are at the half here. Well, very lopsided first half, Shelby. It was all Cameroon. It started in the 8th minute of the match, a goal from Eto, and then 6 goals later, Cameroon. If you have stayed up 11:30, now it's 12:19 at night, 12:19 a.m. Boy, I think you can go to bed comfortably knowing that Cameroon is going to win this match. They were stellar.
I think here in the second half, we're going to see Cameroon switch some players out, like we were talking about, have that slew of subs. But
We're going to stop saying that.
I know, right? And I think they're going to get some fresh legs and some fresh experience out here. But I think Ireland is really going to take the time here to think strategy and think about what they need to do on the offensive here rather than the defensive, and maybe switch some players to give their defensive line a break. But Lauren Dunn, she's continuing to do what she can there on the goal.
7-0 Cameroon here at the half, and guess what? Matt Hester, who's been working so hard to get interviews with all the teams, all the liaisons, everyone that's working so hard at this tournament, he visited with the South Korean team to talk about the tournament, their preparation, them playing together, and oh yeah, there's 6 big points so far. Take a listen.
일단 저희가 이 대회를 위해서 준비를 너무 많이 했고, 저희는 이 대회를 저희가 가지고 있는 전략을 다 쏟아부어서 정말 멋진 경기를 보여드리고 싶습니다. 일단은 상대를 제압하기 위해서는 약간 나쁜 말이긴 하지만 죽여버려? 이런 뜻을 가지고 저희는 항상 준비를 하고 있습니다. 다른 팀에 비해 저희는 가족 같은 분위기를 가지고 있다고 생각하거든요. 다른 팀에 비해. 저는 그걸로 인해서 서로 신뢰하고 서로 같은 마음을 가지면서 누군가가 아프면 같이 슬퍼하고 기뻐하고 그런 걸로 인해서 저희는 다른 팀에 좀 더 끈끈하다고 해야 되나, 팀이? 그러다 보니까 가족 같은 분위기를 계속 이어가려고 하고 있습니다.
I joined the Guard because, we're all about the neighbor and the nation. And this mission is exactly that. We're going out, flying our home state's DNR lands, Department of Natural Resources, helping put out these fires so that we can enjoy summer and, protect homes and lives. Even though this is the 3rd year we've done it, and we're still developing our capabilities and having to kind of educate the Forest Service on what we can offer. And every time they see our capabilities, they want more of it. So it's very gratifying.
Perfect.
Whoa, na 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 na. This my time to shine. Everybody gather round. I'm the new kid in this town. Let me lay it on the mic. This my time to shine. Na 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 na. Whoa, na 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 na. This my time to shine. Let's kick back, enjoy the ride. My advice is don't think twice. Everyone around the world, look at me, I'm fine. This is the way it's gonna be. Just you and me, so hold on tight. Yeah, this time is mine. Come join the ride. Be Bobby, lobby, you behold the one that you've been waiting for. May. Na 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 na. Whoa, na 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 na. This my time to shine. I'm shining. People, you are with me now. I'm not here to play around. Let me show you what I am. This my time to shine. All together one more time. Ring my bell and let it chime. Everyone around the world, look at me. This is the way it's gonna be. Just you and me, so hold on tight. Yeah, this time is mine. Come join the ride. Be Bobby, lobby, you behold the one that you've been waiting for. May. Na 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 na. Whoa, na 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 na. This my time to shine. I'm gonna tell ya. I'm gonna tell ya about me. I'm worth the wait. I'm gonna tell ya. I'm gonna tell ya about me. I'm worth the wait. I'm gonna tell ya. I'm gonna tell ya about me. I'm worth the wait. I'm gonna tell ya. I'm gonna tell ya. This is about me. I am worth the wait. Be Bobby, lobby, you behold the one that you've been waiting for. May. Na 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 na. Whoa, na 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 na. This my time to shine.
I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I am no regular citizen. Do you understand what you're witnessing? You cannot tell what the difference is. I want it all and I'm winning it. I do not care about opinions. Time to make a few decisions so I can take a position. I'ma go get it, I'm punching and kicking. I keep on moving, they offer me. Just do it and stop without talking, G. I'm not expressing no modesty. I can't see nobody stopping me. If there's a problem, I gotta solve it. Straight to the top, I can't see myself falling. I gotta grab it, there's no time for stalling. Number one stunner, don't have other options. Now I'm fired up. I'm sorry, brother, your time's up. I see the top and I climb up. I came from the ashes, I rise up. Rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I want it now, and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now, and I ain't never gon' back down. I gotta go for the gold. I need to switch up the mode. I'm gonna win on my own. I'm in a whole nother zone. I reached the pinnacle. I don't have time, this is critical. It's time to finish you. I don't care who I just did it to. I gotta go for the gold. I need to switch up the mode. I'm gonna win on my own. I'm in a whole nother zone. I reached the pinnacle. I don't have time, this is critical. It's time to finish you. I don't care who I just did it to. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. Said I'm fired up. I'm sorry your time's up. I see the top and I climb up. Came from the ashes I rise up. I want it now, I gotta 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 rise up.
Back here in Spokane. See the score on your screen. 7-0 in favor of Cameroon. The African nation has dominated over the European nation and Ireland. Alex Gould, U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Shelby Pruitt-Johnson. Let's take a look at how Cameroon put 7 into the back of the net. It all started in the 8th minute of the match. It was a goal by Eto, 1 of 2 for Eto. Uncomodio scored. Umbo Mozamo added a goal in the 43rd minute. Chonko had a great assist. Linda, the left back, added the 7th tally for Cameroon. One of the quickest and toughest teams in this tournament, Shelby.
It felt like after that first goal, Cameroon got their legs, right? It was almost immediately after that. One right after another, after another, after another, after another. And you know what? I'm sure they're coming out to the second half with heads high. They are excited to be here, and they've had great celebrations this entire match, and I know they're happy to be up in this match.
For Ireland, hasn't been fun. That first half was tough, no doubt about it. But at the same time, got to come out with some sort of passion here in the second half, looking for something. What do you think the message is in the Ireland locker room to stay in it? 45 minutes, still a great opportunity, and still looking for their first goal of the tournament.
You know, I think that's exactly what the message is, and I know the Irish coaches are saying, hey, don't have your heads down. We got this. You know, we may be down by a little bit, but I know that they're going to come out hard and use this opportunity as a way to kind of practice some of their skills around one of the best teams here in the tournament.
The word slew and subs, we're never putting those two words together again. But a trio of subs are checking in for Ireland. We will make sure that we get those subs for you when they are told to us. But also a trio of subs, so 3 subs coming in for Cameroon as well. Looks like 13, 19, and 20 are coming off. So Uncomodio's day is done. Then you can cross off Sandrine. Her day is done. And then also Umbo Mozamo. Her day is done as well. So 13, 19, and 20. And we will have to see who's coming in. So it looks like for Cameroon, 4, 11, and 2 are chucking into the match for Cameroon. So 4 is Kueso. So Kueso is in, as well as number 11, Nanga. So Nanga is in as well. And then the final substitute, 2, is in for Cameroon. That is Sky. So Sky into the match, left foot laser, and it is stopped by Dunn. Foul there, be an Irish free kick inside center circle.
We'll see here if they can use this to their advantage and get it there past the defensive line of the Cameroon team.
Eto, who has 2 already. We have seen 1 hat trick in this tournament. Here is Confidence. She has 1. One-on-one with the keeper, and Dunn plays it to her left, then her right, then Tabe deflected it off of Confidence, and there's a player down inside the 18 for Ireland. That is Siobhan O'Sullivan. So Sullivan bounces back up. Boy, confidence looked like she could have taken a try. Instead, tried to dribble around the keeper and done. And then her own teammate, Tabe, got in the way. Take a look.
And the substitutes for halftime for Cameroon.
So for Ireland, finally getting the subs for the Irish. 13 is coming in for Ireland. Taking a look at the roster sheet here. So 13 in for Ireland. 13 is Chloe Foy. And Foy is coming in for Shannon Thomas. So 13 and Foy is in for Thomas. Then 18 is in for 6. So Essie O'Connell is into the match for Catherine Meany. So 18. Confidence with a try. Good pass by Confidence, but it is missed wide of the mark. That was a substitute who just checked in to the match for Cameroon. That was Nanga who missed.
You could see the disappointment in her face. That would have been a perfect push pass, and she was just a tad off there of the goalpost. But what a great start to coming in right there as a sub.
Then the final sub, getting to him here, is Angela McGuigan, checking in the match for number 7, checking in for Sophie Donnelly. Couple of players, another collision. There's been a lot of hard collisions. Now there's 3 bodies down inside the box, 2 for Cameroon, 1 for Ireland. Irish could have a counter here. Foot race near side. All right, so I think we're caught up to date on the substitutes. Confidence yet again. See if she wants to take a shot this time. Instead, try to pass it again. It almost feels like Confidence being a little bit unselfish, maybe a little bit too unselfish at times inside the 18.
And that may be part of the strategy, right? Giving the other players a chance to get a foot on the ball there for a chance of a goal.
Here's Tabe.
We've seen some nice control here and good passes, precise passes to the right people here for the Cameroon team.
Good ball out wide. But that cross goes way wide of everything.
I'm definitely seeing the aggressiveness of the Irish team coming out here in the second half. Seeing a little bit more, I wouldn't say pushing, but just being a little bit more not afraid of the ball, not afraid of the other players. And I think it might do the Irish team a little bit well here to kind of push Cameroon off the ball a little bit.
I'm curious to see if Confidence will ever check off the pitch. I'm not sure she will in this tournament at any point in time. We'll see.
I think if once the Cameroon team gets real comfortable, they might give her some rest.
And if there's any match to do it, this is the one. You're up 7-0 after the first half. About 7 minutes into this second half. Eto, right foot try.
You know, as we were talking about the sun a little bit earlier today, you can see Ngodam here in the Cameroon side. She has her head on. She knows that that sun is brutal, and she wants to keep it out of her eyes as much as she can to make sure that if she is tested, she won't make any mistakes.
And hopefully we can get a good shot of Ngodam, the Cameroon keeper, at some point to showcase what you're talking about. Into the box. Dunn couldn't control it. Now she's outside the 6. A left foot try by Eto, who's still looking for that hat trick, but mishit it.
Seems like a relentless attack here, really in the attacking third for the Cameroon team, and I hope the Irish can keep their defensive line here and try to keep it up and get it in their attacking half.
Confidence out wide. Good move. Yet again, so quick. Left foot cross. And Tabe missed with the right foot. Cannot believe it. Tabe thought she had it, but could not connect. So the most goals we've seen in this tournament was the very first match between the United States and Belgium. The United States scored 7 in the first half, and that's exactly what Cameroon did against Ireland. Confidence yet again. Good save by Dunn. So Dunn able to stop it there from going past the touchline. Would have been a Cameroon corner.
It's a good stop there.
Just the way that Confidence is able to control that ball. That's hard to do. Here's O'Reilly, dispossessed. There's Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman. There's a good shot of him there. He is calling out all the substitutes, and also he's the man. He's the guy who's running this whole tournament. Him and Steve Denote just done an amazing job. Talked about him a lot. One of the most gracious human beings you'll ever meet. And he told me something yesterday that was so cool, and it was just the way he said it was really impressive. That's going to be a foul that goes against Ireland, so a free kick here for Chanko and Cameroon. But he told me, he said, listen, a lot of times when he walks in a room, right, military, people are supposed to stand up and salute. Lieutenant Colonel, he said, guys, please sit. Every time. He's like, no, please, sit. I don't need that. It's okay. He's just a very humble person and says, I want to be like everyone else, and that's how I want people to see me. And you can talk about it after this free kick, just how impressive he is, and what that means is Chanko wanted a handball, not going to get it. Chanko trying to play it inside the 18. Good stop by Ireland. Ireland doing a much better job with their back line here, have not allowed a goal. 12 minutes into this second half. Chanko Can Confidence get there? She can. Boy, amazing speed. And that hits off the American football crossbar. What a pass there by Confidence. But it was too high of the mark by Nanga. And now we're going to get 2 more subs for Cameroon. So this will be it. They're not allowed to sub anymore. This will be 5 total. And we will get 1 for Ireland as well.
So what you were saying, yes, when a lieutenant colonel walks in the room, you have to stand up at attention. And I think anybody in the military will tell you, quote, the good ones. They're going to tell you, hey, sit down. That's not what it's about. I'm here. I'm a person. I'm here with you. And I think you're right. Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman is one of the most humble people I've met. And he's amazing. He's been doing a ton of great work, and we've met a ton of great leaders here in the military and the Air Force that are helping out here, and the volunteers who are just really taking the lead and making sure everything runs super smoothly. I mean, we talk about LRS, who's talking about transporting the teams, the refs, the dignitaries, from the Fairchild to the field to Doubletree, the hotel. We talk about services and their team getting us the food we need it when we need it, where we need it, making sure there's food in the locker rooms for the refs, and the refs themselves making sure that they're trained, rested, lodging. We have to talk about that, making sure that there's housing and rooms and beds for all of these people coming to Spokane to travel. We talk about the volunteers who are up here in the PA booth. Not us, but the people next to us who are speaking out to the field itself. They are doing a hard job. And yes, they're doing a great job. Just really making sure that people and the women on the field know that this is important and this is something that we all hold value. And that's why we're live streaming. We want everyone to see it is a historic moment being here today.
Well said, partner. Everyone working so hard. Listen, nobody working harder than Lieutenant Colonel Kirschman, Steve Denote, and the rest of these women out on the pitch.
Except for Lauren Dunn right here,
yeah,
catching that ball.
To make what feels like a 30th save here in this match. But okay, I think we're caught up to date on the substitutes. I was just writing them down. So Confidence did come off the pitch. We have our answer. She is out. Ambianchi, number 15, is in. So 21 out, 15 in. And speaking of Ambianchi, she's right here. Could take a shot attempt, just missed wide. Good look, but just missed. And then also checking in, Tabe is out as well. We were wondering if we were ever going to see Tabe come off the pitch. Ghislaine checks in, number 9, so 9 in for 17 at that center forward spot for Cameroon. So Tabe, great afternoon for her. Again, another goal, her second of the tournament, as well as an assist. And then for Ireland, you had 20 come on to the pitch for Ireland. So that was Emer Nolan checking in for Ireland. And coming off is Shelley Kehoe. Should be up to date. Ireland can sub one more time if they would like to. They've used 4. Cameroon is out of substitutes. They have used all 5. So free kick here. About 28 yards out.
And we were just talking about that, right? Giving Confidence a break and letting these other players get a touch on the ball, just like this right here.
4-woman wall here for Ireland. See if Rita wants to test Dunn. And she will, but not enough on it, and Dunn makes another save.
But you notice there are 4 Cameroon players crashing the goal, waiting for that deflection to get it in the net, and that's happened, and that's the reason that there's been so many goals here on this field today, yesterday, the day before that, is that crashing the goal and not being afraid to get a touch on it.
It's a brilliant point by you. We've seen a lot of that, where it trickles off the keeper, and a team either isn't there and should be there to try and get the ricochet, or they're there and clean it home for a goal. And also, I don't know if you noticed Chonko, but we talked about Ungodam as a right foot try, and it just missed wide yet again. That was Sky, who had just checked in, just missed wide of the mark. But Still would like to see if we can get a shot of Ungodam, the keeper for Cameroon, wearing the hat. It's a bit unique. You don't see that a lot in football. But shielding the sun. And Chanko, you saw that ball get booted up into the sun, and she got out of the way of it. Couldn't see it at all. So it's already starting to take effect here later on in the day, on in the night. Flag stays down. This could lead to an easy 8th goal. Boy, that's as easy as you'll see them in football. That is Nanga, who just checked in about 5 minutes ago with her first goal of the tournament. I said a few minutes ago. I meant to say a few minutes ago, but we know what I meant, right? But
same thing, right?
Nanga with a goal, and that is number 8 for Cameroon. That ties France. France had the second best mark in the tournament in their 8-0 victory over the Netherlands. And now Cameroon trying to chase the United States. And I'll tell you what, this is a massive couple of goals for Cameroon. I know they beat the U.S. already, which is big in and of itself, but goal differential, that's the tiebreaker when it's all said and done, despite what you did head-to-head going into the gold medal match. Eto'o, this could be number 9 here for Cameroon, and it is. Number 9 for Cameroon, and in the matter of 30 seconds, Nanga has her first of the tournament as well as her second of the tournament. She is one away from a hat trick, so she joins Eto'o, who set her up for that goal, as each having 2 here, and it's now 9-0 Cameroon.
And that's another reason. There's numerous reasons you bring subs in, and that is one of them, right? Giving them that fresh start and that chance to make 2 goals in the back of the net for the first time, bringing the score to 9, which is 1 away from the U.S.'s 10-0 lead in the first couple days of the tournament. And you're right, goal differential, if they can get up to 10, this may be the deciding factor in the gold match.
Well, they may get up to 10 right here, Shelby. Chanko tried the right foot. Now a right foot trying a one-time there by Eto'o. Boy, this Cameroon team is skilled. And Eto'o, because she's so competitive and thinks she could score every time, Eto'o was frustrated with herself on the one time that she didn't score there and connect.
So earlier today, at the DoubleTree downtown, there was a gift exchange between Team Fairchild and the teams here at the tournament. All 10 countries were represented and thanked by the 92nd Air Refueling Wing Commander, Colonel Bentley, for joining us here for the 13th World Military Women's Football Championship. All the gifts were handmade by Tanya, and she made these gifts for them to exchange there at the DoubleTree. And in exchange, right, like I said, the teams gave Colonel Bentley a gift as well from each one of the nations. And you know what? That just really shows what we're here for, is that friendship through sport and making sure everyone feels welcome and thanking each other for letting each other be here and have the chance to play here on this field and score 9 goals here at this game.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a gift. It's a gift within itself, being able to score 9 goals. But yeah, it's another great story, and the chance to go over to the DoubleTree and do that gift exchange. This could be the hat trick for Nanga, and it is. That may be the fastest hat trick I've ever seen watching football. That happened within about 2 minutes, if that. Nanga just scored 3 goals within about 2 minutes against Ireland. They have their 10. They match the United States, and guess what? There's still about 25 minutes left in this match. So Nanga with 3 goals in a matter of 2 minutes. John Anderson is marking this. She scored 2 in the 63rd minute, 1 in the 66th. And so we'll say maybe about 2.5. Looking over at John Anderson here, roughly. Now we get the hydration break. And marking Nanga as tying Haley Robertson for the United States of getting that hat trick. Boy, I mean, what a showing for Cameroon.
Absolutely. You mentioned 25 minutes about in the game, but we've seen time and time again they don't need it. Cameroon needs, what, 2-3 minutes, 30 seconds to make multiple goals here on the pitch? I mean, I'm interested to see if they can get more than U.S. had scored in the first couple days.
So hydration break here in Spokane right around the 68th minute. 10-0 Cameroon. There's been a lot. Alex Gould, U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Shelby Pruitt-Johnson. Really appreciate you guys tuning in, whether you're in Ireland or Cameroon, here in the States, wherever you may be. We appreciate it. I know these women do as well. Well, Shelby, it's been lopsided. We've been talking about it. It's been tough to watch if you're an Irish fan. I'll tell you what, there's going to be a lot of parties in Cameroon. If they haven't watched this match, they're going to wake up and recognize that their women are playing really hard and going to achieve 6 points and go to 2-0 in Group A.
A great wake-up call. I mean, even the best wake-up call that you can have is waking up and seeing this 10-0 game here, and it might be more than 10 when the people in Cameroon wake up and see the score here today.
Just see how physical Cameroon is. That was Ambianchi. She has a goal for Cameroon, one of the 10.
You know, it makes me think, what is Lauren Dunn thinking? What's going through her head here as she is 10 goals down here in the game?
John Coe boots one. That goes wide, and another player down for the Irish inside the 18, just outside the 6. Well, she's thinking that she doesn't want to play against Cameroon again. I can tell you that. But a lot of it, too, I mean, we talk about it. Back line, and this match is, obviously, you can tell, it's just Cameroon just too quick for the Irish. Very tactically sound, and a lot of it is because Cameroon, these players are used to playing year-round with one another. Play with each other all the time. They are so cohesive. They're a unit out on the pitch, and a lot of these women from Ireland, like we said, really learning the sport of football. Talked about they play different sports, all athletes, no doubt about it, but still learning this game. Learning how to control possession, how to string together some passes, how to stop a team that's a little bit quicker than you.
As a goalkeeper, you have to think, you know, what can I do for my team? You know, we are down, and I have let these through the goal, but what can I do to help my team understand what we need in order to be that defensive line to stop these balls from getting to me to have to worry about getting it right? And for me, I feel like it's not getting your head down, right? As if your teammate sees you as the goalie, disappointed.
Chance here for Eto, looking for a hat trick, and a left-footed save by Dunn. It's cleared away for now. You said what's going through Lauren Dunn's head. The next play, that's what's going through her head. You see it there. Played out wide, and the flag goes up offside on Cameroon. Nice save there by Dunn.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I'm saying. She is still going. It could be just as easy for her to give up, let more goals go through, but she's not. And that's so huge for their teammates to see, okay, you know, the goalkeeper who is being tested one right after another is not giving up. She's still giving it her all. She's still hustling. And seeing that can really pick up the team and bring the team together to say, hey, maybe we should do a little bit something different so that way it doesn't get to our goalie all the time, so she's not getting worked as hard as she is.
And this is something of note, and it's a story that we're going to be checking the rest of this tournament. And now you can see there, finally on the screen, you can see the keeper, and Godam wearing that hat. Hasn't had to make any saves here in the second half. But just in case she does, trying to shield out the sun, and we're definitely going to see that in the second match between the United States and Germany. And that's how vital, too, Shelby, winning that coin toss is in the beginning, because you get to pick the side of the pitch you want to start on. Everyone wants to be on the attack going that way where the keeper has to look up into the sun. You want to play defense in the shade. It'll get shadier right around that 7 o'clock start time. And so that's a big deal as well. But one of the big stories that we're going to be tracking here with Mali and Cameroon, especially seeing the way that Cameroon has started. An African nation, since CISM Women's World Football Championship started in 2002, has never placed even in the bronze medal category. And so this Cameroon team has the makings and the chance to be the first African nation to at least get the bronze medal, if not play for the gold.
And that's interesting. Like, they haven't played in the CISM before, and they're coming here at a little bit of a disadvantage, and they're still coming out strong. They're still making those wins, and it could be an advantage here at this point. They've never had the chance. They're not comfortable, so maybe they are bringing their A game even more than some of these teams who have been here may be doing.
Out wide, Cameroon looking for 11. It would be the most in the tournament. Back heel into the back of the net. How beautiful was that from Ghislaine? Ghislaine with a little back heel, and Dunn was caught off guard. And there it is. The most goals in the tournament belong to Cameroon as Ghislaine adds number 11 in the 74th minute.
The skill, the precision, the confidence you have to make a risky move like that in front of the goal, and it paid off, right? That was amazing to see from Ghislaine, and she didn't start. So having that sub come in with the fresh legs and make those fancy moves is really what we need here in the tournament.
So Germany versus the U.S., a much anticipated match. Our next match at 7 p.m. United States looking for revenge against Germany after being beaten by them in the 89th minute in Wuhan, China. Tomorrow's matches, France versus Mali at 3:30 p.m. We'll see that French team again. You talk about Mali, or you were just talking about, who has never competed in the CISM World Football Military Championship. They will play their second match against France, and then the Netherlands against South Korea. So Group B action will kick off again tomorrow. South Korea trying to improve to 9 points. Germany has the potential to be the first nation to 9 points tonight. If they defeat the United States, they would get to 9 first, but if they lose to the U.S. or if there's a draw, South Korea would have the chance tomorrow to be the first nation to get to 9, which means that South Korea would only have one more match to go. And after tonight, Germany and the U.S. will each only have one more match to go as well. Good ball here. Good give and go. That was Ghislaine who just scored. She was trying to be set up by Nanga, who has that hat trick already. Here's Chanko, and boy, that was bulleted off a defender. That was Foy, who took the brunt of that kick and that shot attempt.
That had to hurt, and you could see her face. She was not expecting that. But getting a body in front of the ball is really what you need to do there in your defensive third.
Good ball out wide here. Cameroon looking for number 12 potentially in the box. No whistle. It's just amazing, too. I keep going back and forth as flag goes up offside. Just off that time. That was McGuigan. But I keep going back and forth, Shelby. I know you do as well. As to who's the most talented team, the most tactical team, the most skillful team in this tournament. There's no doubt in my mind that Cameroon's the most quick. Boy, I keep going back and forth. There's 5 nations that I've seen. Any one of them could win the gold medal when it's all said and done. And I think Foy is hurt from that kick she took off the shoulder.
Well, like we saw at halftime, South Korea, they think, and they might know that their team is the most cohesive in terms of being close. So they play all year round, and they were talking a little bit about we share the emotions. We know what each other is going through, that happiness, that sadness, and whether it be skill, quickness, or maybe cohesion. And I think the South Korea thinks that it's us. You know, we know each other, we share those emotions, and that brings us closer and closer together every day. And we know that these other nations are doing the same, but like we've said time and time again, South Korea plays all year round with the same people, whereas a lot of these teams are getting together here to kind of know each other for the first time in a couple weeks.
Gotta hydrate here. It is hot. And also, too, that's another story that the Irish coaches were talking about, both Darren Cody and Richard Crowe, before the match, saying it's just really hot compared to what it is in Ireland. I'm trying to take a look here to give you an idea of what the high was temperature-wise in Dublin. Dublin, it was 73 degrees. And that's beautiful, right? That's great. It gets down to about 57, so about 16-degree temperature drop. That's, of course, in Fahrenheit. But it's a lot cooler there than it is here in the summertime in Spokane.
I think I would much rather be playing in a 70-degree weather than a 90-degree weather, that's for sure. And this turf making it 8 to 10 degrees hotter, and you could just feel the heat rising up from the ground itself is just crazy, and I can imagine how these girls feel out on the field. I think we're seeing a little bit more passing and more sequencing here in the second half by Cameroon, and I wonder if they're trying some new things here against the Irish defense.
John Coe. Could be a goal. It is. Another one for Cameroon. Make it number 12 in the 80th minute. That goal scored by Umbianji. So Umbianji scores her first goal of the match. And they are sharing the love, are the women for Cameroon. So a sub coming in for Ireland. 19 is checking onto the pitch for the Irish. 19 is Rachel Jane Madden. So Rachel Jane Madden is checking in. And checking out is Siobhan O'Sullivan.
You know, we talked a little bit about Meany going to Texas on a soccer scholarship. Oh my gosh, another one of those alliterations. But Madden also went to San Diego to play for a year while working in California. So she might be a little bit, she kind of saw the heat in California, and now being here, she's same kind of heat.
I'll tell you what, it's probably hotter too in San Diego right now.
Substitution for Ireland coming off the field, number 5, Siobhan O'Sullivan.
Actually, no, it's not. San Diego right now. Wow. How about this? It's amazing. San Diego in July is normally 95, 100 plus. San Diego today, high of 73. That's what it is in Ireland. Amazing. Irish clear for now. The 82nd minute. That's amazing. Now we want to see the hometown of Los Angeles where we're at. LA only 80 degrees today. That's a cold front. I guarantee you people in San Diego and Los Angeles, I could ask my family back in LA, I guarantee you they're wearing jackets and parkas. That's freezing for the middle of July in California. It's amazing that it's hotter here in Spokane, Washington than it is in Southern California.
Well, maybe it's just the Cameroon team bringing the heat, Alex.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I think that is what it is. But Cameroon, looking at their weather, this is also way hotter than it is in Cameroon. It was a high of 80 degrees Fahrenheit today. A lot of rain in Cameroon right now. That's why they're doing the hydration breaks. Especially out on the turf, we've talked about it over and over again. But it's a point that you do kind of want to talk about. Left foot cross, and that goes past the touchline, goal kick for done. A lot of these nations are coming from places where it's a lot cooler, so they are not used to this heat. And even the people of Spokane have told me that live here year-round that it was cold, 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 tons of rain. It was a high of like 55, 60 degrees the last month. And then right when all the teams started showing up, a lot of heat. Could be another one for Cameroon, but the flag goes up. That goal will be disallowed. It will not count. That would have been Ghislaine's second of the match.
I think Cameroon's not too disappointed about that. I mean, they have 12 on the scoreboard now, and I think they can afford to lose that one there.
So we will, to put this into perspective, we will have just started the second half of the gold medal match. That is next Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And the reason it's a little bit earlier in the States is so that European nations, African nations, maybe you're in South Korea, can try and tune into that match, although maybe not as friendly to those in South Korea, because that's a 16-hour time difference. Although I guess that would be, what, 8 in the morning? That'd be 8 in the morning South Korea, so not bad. But that way, the nations that are 8-hour time difference, if you play in that gold medal match, it's at midnight. 9-hour time difference, it's 1 a.m. So maybe you stay up late. It's Friday night. You don't have to work on the weekend. But gold medal match, 4 p.m. next Friday, 7 days away.
And it's crazy to think, a lot of these teams, after they get back, after the championship match, they get traveling, they get checked out of Fairchild Air Force Base. They're going right back into their duty in the nation's military, right? They don't get a break. They're going to go back to their jobs. We have a lot of Army and Air Corps in the Ireland team, and our infantry soldiers, artillery, military police, cavalry, senior officers, ton of different military branches and jobs, and they're going right back into it after all this hard work here in Spokane.
O'Reilly is down. She's been working hard for Ireland. She's down on the opposite side of the pitch right now.
Something great I really saw about the Irish team as well that might have to wait here.
Onganji couldn't connect with the pass, but gonna get it right back on Bianji.
So the Irish defense shouted out their refs. They thanked Jonathan Hennessy and Paul Kavanaugh. In the they shouted them out. They said there is a strong tradition of producing top quality referees in the defense forces. That's really cool to me. You know, they're not only supporting the players who came to play and these skilled women, but they're supporting the referees who came, who are very highly qualified and are doing their best here each and every day between the different matches and different teams.
Yeah, I was just talking to Paul Kavanaugh, actually, at halftime, and he was talking to me about how 2 days after he gets back to Ireland, of course, he's one of the referees. You'll see him tomorrow refereeing a game. He's a naval officer. He's going to go on a ship. This could be number 13 for Cameroon. Nope, it's going to be a save by Dunn. Boy, she has not given up here this afternoon. Still working hard in between the pipes. But Paul Kavanaugh was talking about how about a day or two later, he'll be on that naval ship.
And that's interesting, too, because the Ireland team is primarily Army and Air Corps. So having someone from the Navy as a ref is a little bit different, and getting that different perspective is super cool. And I bet that they're talking a lot about that in the locker rooms and at dinner and things like that, and getting to know each other's branches and how they work. That's really awesome. And like I said, it doesn't stop. It does not stop. He's going to go right back in and be on a ship.
And that's why it is 12-0 Cameroon. It's 12-0. Lopsided affair, no doubt about it, out on the pitch. But that's why we keep telling these stories and talking about these brave young women, as well as men, whether they're coaches or referees, training staff, doctors. Flag goes up offside. Everyone here serves their military, so they're going to go back. Maybe they we've talked about a couple of stories, depending on what they're doing right now in the service, in their nation. Maybe they get a chance to go to San Francisco. You're telling some stories, Big Sur, things like that. Maybe they get a chance to travel for a couple of weeks. They get some time off that they're allowed. But like you said, a lot of them, it's right back to the military. It's right back to work. That doesn't stop. Defending the nation doesn't stop. And so that's why it's so important to stress that this tournament is about friendship through sport, and this tournament is not necessarily about wins and losses. I understand they're still competing and they want to bring home the gold medal to their nation, no doubt about it. But it's getting to learn maybe different languages. It's getting to learn how somebody else thinks about something and getting to understand somebody else's story. That's why we like telling the stories up here in the booth.
And also, it's about leadership, right? I mean, I know in our military and my Air Force, it's always about leadership and pushing each other to do the best they can. And I know that a lot of these women feel that. They feel like they can be leaders on the field and off the field in their nation's military. Shelly Kehoe was talking a little bit about how she plays, and it may have to wait. And a nice save by Lauren Dunn. Anyway, so Shelly Kehoe was talking about in Camogie, when she plays there in the Irish game, she feels the military has helped her so much learn about leadership and putting yourself in a position you wouldn't normally be in, and that helps her better in the game. And I know that probably helps her here in this game as well, is putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, really putting yourself out there, meeting new people, being able to lead on and off the field here in the dining facilities, in the locker rooms. And I agree. I think that having that leadership between all of these women and the fans and the young women that are watching it get to see that come out here in the field.
There was 1 minute of stoppage time added, so one additional minute. We're about there, and Mariska Overtone, it's up to her to blow the whistle and end this match. And you got to think it's happening here soon. Cameroon up 12-0. Maybe they have one last attack in them. You got to think that whistle is coming soon. And there it is. Dominance from start to finish for Cameroon. They get 3 more points. They improve to 2-0. They had 7 first-half goals, Shelby. They added 5 in the second half. And they said, move over United States, who had the best goal total in the tournament after they beat Belgium 10-0. Cameroon beats that by 2, and they beat them the other night. Cameroon looks really sharp.
And they're going to be tired. After that game, you have to think that they're going to be so tired, and whether they're going to stay here to watch the Germany and U.S. game, or they're going to go home, get some rest, get some food. Well, not necessarily home, back to Fairchild Air Force Base, but get some rest, get some food, and get ready for the next couple games coming up, because I know that they're going to have to prepare for the next teams that are going to be in this tournament trying to get to that gold medal match.
So Cameroon, very proud of themselves. See Lauren Dunn there, worked as hard as she could. 12-0. They've now scored 14 goals in the tournament. Some of the most goal totals we've seen from them right there. They're trying to be the first African nation to medal in the 13th World Football Military Championship. As for Ireland, they'll have 2 more matches after this. Our next match is going to feature Germany versus the United States. United States trying to get revenge on Germany after they lost to them in Wuhan, China. 1-0 in the 89th minute. Germany trying to beat them again for the second straight time, and really would pretty much eliminate the United States from having a shot at that gold medal match.
Absolutely. I think this is going to be an exciting game, a rough one. Like I said, it's a revenge game. You never know how those can go, and I urge everyone who's watching to tune into that game, because Cameroon could be facing them in the gold medal match, or bronze or silver. You never know, and I just think that getting that inside look of those two teams that are playing here after we get dinner and come back is going to be just that much more exciting.
So 12-0 Cameroon. They beat the Irish. They improved to 2-0. They add 6 points on the mark. We're going to go get some food. We're going to go get some dinner here. And then we have Germany versus the United States coming up in roughly, 96 minutes or so. I know we can't wait. We will see you then. Germany versus the U.S.